Welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub, who we are a unique place for digital leaders to enhance and grow every day. Today, we are coming onto the powerful book, The Greatest Mental Models. The Great Mental Models contains 3 different series or 3 volumes. And in this book, we will learn how mental models from systems and mathematics help us, and how to use these cognitive tools to improve everything from decision making and relationships to healthy eating and personal productivity. The authors of this book is Rhiannon Bibian, who is the managing editor and writer for Furnham Street Media in Canada, Ottawa, near our Gitaka. She leads the development of the Great Mental Models book series. Okay, let us see the top 3 lessons and how we learn from this book and what we can take away from this book. Let me share my screen. I hope so my screen is getting visible.
It is.
I'm hiding the video panel, and disable annotations. Yes. Summary 47, the Great Mental Models. First of all, let us see the targeted audience. Who are the targeted audience of this book? The 30-year-old entrepreneur like me who wants to improve their problem-solving skills. And that is the reason I have selected this. The 45-year-old psychology teacher who wants to spice up their curriculum with alternative lessons. The 36-year-old life coach who wants to learn more about mental models and give better advice to their clients. And this book is contributed by 2 others, Rhiannon Bibian and as well as Shane Parrish. The Great Mental Models address the importance of forming the right thinking processes and how to improve your decision-making process by targeting effort more efficiently and learning lessons from everything that surrounds you. We need to learn from everything that surrounded us. Your mental models are your best or your worst toolkit you have on your hand when making decisions. These are the multitude of your thinking traits, the recollection of your past decisions and their outcomes. Even sometimes it will become a life lessons and all other circumstances that shaped the way you think you today. I recommend you to take digital notes or physical notes, and we will recollect the lessons at the end of the session. Let us listen from the Shane Parrish, who is the author of this book. You cannot improve if you don't know what you are doing wrong. This is a powerful quotation. I liked it. You cannot improve if you don't know what you are doing wrong. Therefore, it's particularly important to shape them right and give your mind the right thinking devices so that whenever you are faced with making a decision, you have mental options to choose from and create the best possible outcome. This book, written by Shane Parrish, teaches you how to build a series of thinking models. It's a series of thinking models that are great for helping you make the best decisions. If you are facing challenges in taking a decision, this book will be the Bible for you. The Great Mental Models make it easier for its readers to construct the right mental models, which can help them navigate the world more easily. This book offers 9 ways to use mental models as a way to fix various problems in your life. Its readers will learn a series of valuable lessons and psychological tips and tricks that will help them address issues from various perspectives, like various angles, 360 degrees angle. Let us see the top 3 lessons of this book. Know what you are good at and seek help when you encounter an area of weakness for it. Remember that, know what you are good at and seek help when you encounter an area of weakness for you. Yesterday itself, one of my colleague, I contacted him for solving one of the challenge, and it was solved at the end of the day, 10:50 around. So that's how you need to seek help when you encounter an area of weakness. Look at the first principles of a problem and practice inversion to solve it. Play scenarios in your head before you try them in the real world and assess the long-term effects of your decision. Now let's take some time to explore each lesson in detail. Lesson number 1. Knowing well your competences and your vulnerabilities is the key to success. You need to know your strengths and weakness together. In life, there are certain things we excel at, such as the ones that we have been doing repeatedly for many times, and certain things that feel strange to us, extremely strange to us. Few things by doing repeatedly again and again, we become a master, and few things like new skills come in your way. Like ChatGPT came into the market, new skills you need to learn and scope up. Therefore, just as with any new encounter, you will need a map that can help you navigate the task. Then we will have to study it and seek help whenever necessary. Remember these two things: study it or seek help whenever necessary. On the other hand, our area of competence feels natural and easy to explore. This is because as we repeat a task, we become accustomed to it, and our mind does not need to actively engage in the process of doing it. Therefore, being aware of your circle of competence is essential for the success. If you think about it, it is very simple. Playing on your strong points will assure that you complete all tasks successfully, thus minimizing the chances of failure. Moreover, being aware of your strengths and weaknesses will help you save time and be more productive. Let us say you are good with numbers, you are good in maths, or you are good in finance. You are able to file your taxes properly by the end of the year. Anyways, we are about to reach financial end of the year. So if you are good in maths or if you are good in finances, then only you will be able to file the taxes properly. Or else you need to seek help of someone else who are good in that. However, you lack cooking skills, you lack cooking skills, so it might be a good idea to shop for already cooked meals for holidays, especially on the festivals. If you are not able to cook a proper food, you need to order out online, or you need to go for nearby shops for already cooked meals. This way, you will save time and make sure that everything is completed successfully in a day. Although it may sound simple, you have to be surprised to find out how many of us let our egos get in the way of our decisions. Sometimes it's hard to admit that we may not be good at something, especially if it is a common skill between those around us. However, not knowing when to seek help is detrimental to our efficiency. If suppose you don't know when to seek help, your efficiency will slowly fade away, and you can delay your success by not seeking help. Okay, let us move on to the lesson number 2. Lesson number 1 is all about know well about your strengths and seek help for your weaknesses. Lesson number 2, solve a problem by looking at its underlying cause, which I call it as a roots, and by practicing inversion. Most people approach their problems wrong. Instead of curing the cause, they try to alleviate its symptoms. On top of that, you should be looking to prevent it from ever occurring again. Yeah, it is good to make mistakes, but it is also best to not repeat it again. So where to start? Essentially, you will want to look at the first principles of a problem, the ones that caused in the first place. Think outside the box and find the root cause of the matter. When you find it, ask yourself if fixing this problem will prevent it from occurring again. This is a powerful question. If you fix something, will it prevent for the next one or will it again happen? Ask this question. That way you will know if you truly fixed it or it's just a temporary fix. In our case, I feel that our goal card is a temporary fix. I need to work on that. The second way to address a problem is through inversion, which is nothing but turning the problem solving process upside down. You can do that in two ways. How to do the inversion is two ways. The first way would be to assume that something is true and then go backwards to look up for what else needs to be true, as well as to fulfill your scenario. Let us take an example. Let us say you are extremely wealthy. You have lots of wealth, abundance. What else would need to be true for it to be the case? Things like not taking out expensive loans, spending less, saving more are all good examples to be added on the list. Here is the solution. Means, see, if you are already abundant, you will not take loans. You will spend less amount or save more. These three things you will do as you become the wealthy person. Those three things you need to have it as of now, even though you are not that much extremely healthy. So it's an inversion technique. Then you can try to reverse this scenario a little to figure out your solutions. Assume you are very poor. What else needs to fit in this scenario for it to be true? If you find that it takes spending too much, inflating your lifestyle whenever you have money, or not sticking to a budget, then these are the things you should avoid at all costs. And they are the fix for your challenges or problems. So try to use inversion technique and solve the problem, whatever you are facing in your life. And think out of the box and find out the root cause of the matter. Okay, and how to do that? If you make any mistake, try to rectify it rather than repeating the mistake. Let us see the lesson number 3. Always think long term before you take a decision and double check it in your mind. You might have heard people say, think before you speak. Think before you speak for a reason. Thinking about what we are about to do instead of letting our impulses take over is a sign of a maturity and good rationale. Thought experiments are key to successful endeavors because you get to train yourself for your real life encounters beforehand. Moreover, if something goes wrong, you can replay in your mind or your head. If suppose you are facing any life challenges, you can simply repeat or replay that in your head and figure out alternatives for every potential thing that could go wrong. This low risk, high reward mental model works best in life scenarios where you have to get it right the first time, like making a good impression, performing an extreme sport, presenting a speech in front of a large audience, or other similar situations. Moreover, it's important to assess the long-term consequences, the effects of your decisions on the long-term journey of your actions, and balance them out with the short-term benefits. Not only thinking about long-term benefits, you need to balance the short-term benefits. First is survival, then it will lead to the growth. Sometimes it may be difficult to look at the bigger picture and acknowledge that in the long run, your actions can be more harmful than constructive, as the short-term benefits look very tempting. That is called shining object syndrome, as some courses or trainers will charge you within small amount for short-term benefits, later it will give you long-term harmness. The second order thinking is helpful in situations that have a lasting impact on us. Let us take an example. If you indulge yourself to splurge and spend large amounts of cash on a regular basis, or you might, if you are spending lots of amount on shopping every now and then, you may find yourself being broke. Why? Because you are not managing your money, while all of your friends have already bought their first home. Think about the bigger picture and your future self whenever you are making your any decision. It's helpful if you ask yourself a powerful question: is this helping me achieving my future goals? Whenever you are taking a decision, ask yourself, is this helping me achieve my future goal? Or how will this affect me in current time? What are the results that I receive when I take this decision? Ask these questions and double check your mind before taking a decision. So these are the three lessons that we can learn. Know well about what you are good at, your competencies, and your vulnerabilities. Whenever you are feeling a weakness, area of weakness, try to seek help. And second lesson we have learned is look at the root cause of a problem and practice inversion. Try to become a solution already and try to work on based on the solution. And the third one is play scenarios in your head before you try them in the real world. So before you taking any decision in the real world, try to take the scenario in the head and assess the long-term effects of your decisions. These are the three lessons. I want to listen from you. What are the lessons that you have learned from this book summary? Sony, over to you. What you have learned?
Okay, what I have learned is that I should know my strength, and whenever there is any challenge, I make a note of it and ensure that either I study or I ask for help and overcome.
Okay.
And second is look at the root cause of the problems, like the principle which is causing it, and then solve it in a manner that it does not occur again. Make it what you say, foolproof kind. It's good to make mistake, that's fine, but best not to repeat it. And third is the long-term decisions need to play it in the mind, assess its long-term effects as well as short and long, and then double check in the mind and then implement. Because ultimately you're at the receiving end of what your decision is.
Yes, wonderful. Ravikran, what you have learned? Okay, let me share my mind map. I want to share mind map today. I hope so my mind map is visible, getting visible. Yep. So the top three lessons what we have seen and ask yourself questions for taking decisions are very important. Mind map says that know what you are good at. Whether you are good in maths and finance, whether you are good in arts and drawing, whether you are good in cooking or whether you are good in yoga, whatever it is, know what you are good at and seek help on other factors. And whenever you are facing a challenge, try to find root cause of that and look at that. How to look at that? We'll see that. Ask yourself. And the third one is whenever you are taking decision, play on the head before taking decision. There is a quotation that think before you speak. Here are the few ask yourself questions that we have gone through in this journey. If you are fixing any issue or if you are fixing any problem, try to prevent it from occurring again. If you fix some problem, make sure it is a permanent fix rather than it's a temporary. Second one is while taking any decision or while purchasing any new item, ask yourself, is this transaction helping me achieve my future goals? Or is this really impacting my life very better way? And how will this affect in me in right now? Ask yourself these three questions so that you will take wise decisions, you will solve any life challenges in your life, as well as you will improve your efficiency by learning new skills and seeking help. Thank you so much for listening. And I want one quotations to end. Sony, can you share one quotation on this day? Share one quote on this day, powerful quotation. We will end up our session with one powerful quotation. Everyone, share your one quote of the day. Sony, are you there? Okay, let me share myself. Always, sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Always remember that you are absolutely unique, just like everyone else. I like this quotation, so that is the reason I'm sharing.
Say again.
Always remember that you are absolutely unique. Sorry. Always remember that you are absolutely unique, just like everyone else. Means everyone here is a unique person. That is the main essence of the quotation.
Great.
Oh, one more I share, Akhil.
Yeah, go ahead.
Every pain gives you a lesson, and every lesson make a person.
Great. Wonderful. Every pain.
Give you a lesson, and every lesson make you a person.
Super. Wonderful, Lalita.
By APJ Abdul Kalam.
Wonderful. Yesterday itself, I have gone through discussion of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam with my mentor. She met him and we had discussed it. Yeah, I will share that later. Sony,
Okay.
what about you?
Having a purpose is a difference between making a living and making a life.
Having a purpose is making a difference.
Having a purpose is the difference between making a living and making a life.
Wonderful. Ravikran, over to you.
The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in battle.
More you practice,
The more you
less you
sweat
bleed.
in practice, the less you bleed in battle.
Wonderful. I like this quotation. The more you sweat in practice, the less you bleed in the battle. Thank you so much, Sony and Ravikran and Lalita, for sharing the powerful